My teen daughter almost took sister's life with cough syrup, so I had her institutionalized. Now, a year later, she's asking to rejoin the family. The night it happened, I found my 8-year-old daughter Mia unconscious on the bathroom floor. Her lips were blue, and she was barely breathing. The empty bottle of cough syrup was still in her hand. My older daughter Emma, who was 15 at the time, was standing in the doorway crying. She kept saying she was sorry, that she didn't mean for this to happen. The paramedics got Mia stable and rushed her to the hospital. The doctor said she'd ingested enough dextromethorphan to cause a seizure. They asked how an 8-year-old got access to that much cough syrup. Emma confessed before I could even ask. She said she'd been giving Mia small doses for weeks because it made her sleepy and easier to deal with. That night, she'd given her too much by accident. I stood in that hospital hallway, feeling like the ground had disappeared beneath me. My sweet Emma, the girl who used to braid her little sister's hair and read her bedtime stories, had been drugging her. The psychiatrists evaluated Emma over the following weeks. They said she showed signs of severe emotional disturbance, possible conduct disorder, lack of remorse indicators. They recommended a residential treatment facility 2 hours away. I signed the papers while Emma begged me not to send her away. She kept saying there was more to the story, that I didn't understand what was really happening. But Mia was still in the hospital recovering from what her own sister had done to her. I couldn't risk keeping Emma in our home. For the first 6 months, I didn't visit. I couldn't look at her. My husband Rick thought I was being too harsh, but he hadn't been the one to find Mia on that bathroom floor. He hadn't watched our youngest daughter get her stomach pumped. Mia recovered physically within weeks, but she became different after that, quieter. She stopped wanting to play with friends and started spending hours alone in her room. The therapist said it was normal trauma response. I believed that completely. Around month 8, I finally started visiting Emma. She looked thinner, older, somehow. She'd stopped trying to explain herself and just asked about Mia, about school, about whether the cat still slept on her bed. She seemed genuinely changed, genuinely sorry. Last month, Emma's treatment team called for a family meeting. They said she'd made remarkable progress and was ready for reintegration. They wanted to start with supervised home visits, then work toward full return. Rick was cautiously optimistic, but when I told Mia that her sister might be coming home, something strange happened. Mia didn't react the way I expected. She didn't seem scared or upset. Instead, she got very still and asked me one question. Did Emma tell you why she did it? I said Emma claimed there was more to the story but never explained. Mia nodded slowly and said nothing else. That night, I noticed Mia's bedroom door was locked. She'd never locked her door before. When I asked about it the next morning, she said she just wanted privacy. Normal for a 9-year-old, I told myself, but then I started noticing other things. Mia had started keeping a journal that she hid under her mattress. She'd become very particular about making her own drinks and snacks, refusing anything I prepared. She flinched whenever Rick walked into a room unexpectedly. I mentioned these behaviors to her therapist, who said they were consistent with anxiety from the trauma. That made sense. But something about the explanation felt incomplete. 2 weeks before Emma's first home visit, I was cleaning Mia's room while she was at school. I found the journal she'd been hiding. I knew I shouldn't read it, but something compelled me to open it. The first few pages were normal, drawings and lists of favorite songs. Then I reached an entry from 8 months ago. The handwriting was shaky, like she'd been crying while she wrote it. The words made my blood turn cold. Emma knows what's happening. She's trying to make me sleep so I don't have to be awake when he comes in. She says the medicine helps me not remember. I wish I could tell Mom, but he said he'd hurt Emma if I told anyone. I flipped forward with trembling hands. Entry after entry described things no 8-year-old should know about. Things that had been happening for over a year. Things that happened at night when I thought everyone was safe in their beds. Emma wasn't poisoning her sister. She was trying to protect her the only way a 15-year-old knew how, and I'd sent her away for it while the real monster stayed in our house. I heard the front door open downstairs. Rick called out that he was home early, because the rest of the story is on my channel or linked below.